Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to have a look at one of the main causes of hooking the golf ball. So when we talk about hooking the ball, so for a right-hander, too much right to left spin, what tends to happen is we tend to see it first of all in better players, and what we tend to see is that the club face before impact is pretty open here. So the shaft will tend to be flat and the club face will tend to be open. So we're in a position here where the ball's going to start to the right more than likely. So when we hook the ball from here, what happens is we overcorrect that and we roll the hands over. We get a rolling release, club face closes too fast, okay, and the ball's going to get too much hook spin. So we need to look at three main areas of the swing. We need to look at setup, we need to look at transition, and we need to look at impact to find out what the causes are of us getting in that position. Okay, so what we tend to see in the setup, okay, with players that hook the ball is they get too much shape. Okay, left hip too far forward, shaft leans too far forward. They will also often get the ball a bit too far back in the stance, and the grip will get a bit strong because the body shape is too much. You have too much angle in the body there. So from the back angle, it'll also look this way. Okay, when we have too much shape in the body, we'll also look fairly straight in the body. We won't be over enough, and the shoulders will tend to be shut off to the right. Okay, so we need to look out for all those things when we set up. So we need a more neutral position. So when I set up here, I'm neutral. I just bump slightly forward. So I get my shoulder, hip and leg all in line. I want the ball slightly forward in the stance. Don't want it too far back. Okay, and I just want a very small amount of shaft lean. So more or less the grip end of the club opposite the ball. Okay, so I've got the ball a little bit forward. I've only got a small amount of lean of the body, small amount of lean in the shaft, and I've got my overness. So from the back angle, I want to make sure my shoulders are pinched back, fairly straight, leaning over this way. Okay, so, and I want to make sure that I'm standing fairly square to the path. Okay, I don't want to be shut off. I want to be square, or if I hook the ball, even slightly open with the shoulders. I want to feel more that way, with the ball further forward. So once we've made those changes to the setup, then we need to look at the transition. Okay, so that's where it all goes wrong. So often what will tend to happen from here, even those golfers that did set up in a good position, they'll tend to slide the hips too far forward, again too much shape. The club will tilt behind the body, the club face will be too open, the shaft will be too flat. So from this position I've got no choice but to try and roll the wrists here to try and hit a straight shot. And the club face will rotate too fast, okay, through impact. It'll close down, you end up hitting left. From the back angle, it'll look this way. The body will tend to straighten as the hips slide forward, body tilts back, okay. Club gets too much behind you this way, club face too open. I've got to have a rolling release with the hands. So what we need to do, we want to set up obviously in the right position. When we get to the top, we need to feel like we're bumping across with the whole body and not just sliding the hips forward. Okay? If we slide the hips forward, the upper body is going to tilt back, and that's when the club goes behind the body. So we want to get into this position. We want to hold our body angles as we start down. Okay? So I get into this position here. I hold my body angles here. Okay, so from the back angle, it'll look this way. I'll get to the top and I'll maintain my overness here. So as I start down, the left shoulder stays down, I stay over the ball. Okay, I'm not lifting up this way. I didn't tilt the right shoulder back behind me this way. I maintain my shoulder plane. I stayed over the ball. The club comes down more in front of me this way with the square club face rather than the open club face. Shoulder plane's completely wrong here. We want to be this way coming into impact. So if we can get that transition here, this way, that'll change our impact. The club is coming more in front of me, club face is squarer, I've maintained my body angles, and then I'll come into this impact position where I'm covering the ball. Okay, so I'm more forward, I'm slightly through the wall. Okay, I'm not leaning back this way. Okay, so from the back angle, it'll just mean that we're maintaining the openness of the body better as we come into impact. So we've got our transition, where we maintain the shoulder plane. The club drops down in front of the body this way. Club face is more square. I come into this position. I'm going to have a much more neutral path coming through impact here, and also a more neutral club face. And that allows me to get a much straighter ball flight. So you can see I'm staying over as I come through this way. So we're going to get a more neutral setup, maintain our angles and overness as we start down. The club will come more in front of the body, and then we're going to cover the ball as we hit. That means we're going to be further forward and we're going to be more over the ball, and that'll give us a straighter ball flight. Okay guys, a good drill to get out of that hook is just to make a little half swing. So get your body shape right, make a little half swing to here, and then as you come through, you make sure you don't have this big transition. We maintain our angles, and we just feel the club works to the left after impact, and the club face stays a little bit open. So we set up, half a backswing, half a follow through, and feel like the club works to the left through impact. So I go to the left this way, the club face is still slightly open, shaft is more vertical. From the back angle, look this way, here. So just a little half backswing, maintain your angles. Then from this position, you've got to feel like everything is going to go to the left here, this way. The club head stays outside a little bit longer, but this is all working to the left. Club face is in this position here. So swinging towards the camera, it's going to be a little backswing, maintain my body angles. From this position, I feel like everything works to the left this way, okay? And that will help give you a much straighter ball flight.